Why do you think I should consider working for a local authority?
The energy and the creativity to be frank, solve problems with less resources is excellent. And I think if you're doing public work, then the onus is to be as efficient as possible and as clever as possible, because what you're doing actually changes people's lives. You know, the homes here will transform people's lives. And so that's a joy for me to do what I do.
Hello, I'm Toby Fox from 1.5 Million New Homes, the local government challenge, sponsored by Redloft and Lovell. Every month we're visiting a different council to find out what works and what needs to change to get more homes built. And this month we're in Sutton in South London. So today I'm with Shivam Tandale. He's just completed his Masters in Urban Planning at the London School of Economics. And Shivam is with Adam Tucker, who is the Head of Housing Regeneration at London Borough of Sutton. And he's asking him why he should consider a career in public sector housing delivery. Over to you, Shivam.
I am an architect and an urban planning graduate. I have worked in the private sector as an architect and a design manager for over 2 years. And I'm recently completing a Master's in Urban Planning from the London School of Economics. Why do you think I should consider working for a local authority?
Well, firstly, I mean, it's amazing that you've invested in your training and getting skilled in that way. So that's wonderful to see new talent coming to the sector that is ready to learn. Mm-hmm. The public sector for me is a place where if I work 40, however many hours I work a week, I can walk home at the end of my working week knowing that I have contributed and built homes that people really, really need. And that gives an enormous amount of satisfaction. The other thing that's great about the public sector is the diversity of work. I mean, you know, and I speak as somebody who has also worked in two different kinds of the private sector. I've run a construction consultancy and I've worked for a housing association, both private, and I now work for local authority, and it's absolutely fantastic. And the energy and the creativity to be frank, solve problems with less resources is excellent. And I think if you're doing public work, then the onus is to be as efficient as possible and as clever as possible, because what you're doing actually changes people's lives. You know, the homes here will transform people's lives. And so that's a joy for me to do what I do.
Right. And what do you think is Sutton Council's vision for the next 3 to 5 years?
Well, we are responding to the housing crisis directly by, you know, putting our money where our mouth is and building more homes. Mm-hmm. As I say, we're currently on site with 470 homes, and we've got an unapproved pipeline of another 1,000 and an approved pipeline of 504. So we're genuinely getting stuck in, and we're building more homes for people that need them.
What are the current housing targets looking like for Sutton Council, and what's your strategy to achieve them?
Okay, so the housing targets are challenging. And particularly given the resources in London. Now, what we're doing is we're looking at every way we can build housing. So whether that's on our own land, whether that's in working in partnership with developers and housing associations, and also doing big regeneration schemes ourselves. So we're looking at a mixed mode approach of how to develop housing.
Right. And what are the incentives you're providing developers to come and build in Sutton?
Well, the incentives particularly, everything a developer can, you know, a lot of things a developer are concerned about relationships and about getting planning. Okay, now planning is always a challenge, but we've got a new planning department now, and we've had great success already in determining applications quickly. We got a Section 96A approved within 4 days, which I think is unheard of. Okay. And the developer that we're working with were absolutely amazed. So we're very pleased now as London Borough of Sutton. We work on a one council basis. And what that means is that you don't talk to different bits of the council and they say different things. They all say the same thing, and they're all on board with the strategic vision of what we're trying to do.
Right. And we found out in a case study that the actual construction of a project doesn't take a long time, but it's the planning applications that can take forever to deal with the negotiations on different matters, like Section 106. So are you leveraging the use of technology and AI to improve the turnaround time on projects?
Very much so. Sutton is fully embedded within the AI ecosystem. We're very used to using that kind of technology. And again, as I said, the results speak for themselves. We are turning around planning applications quickly now. We are getting good decisions. We have meaningful engagement with council officers throughout the planning process, so there are no surprises.
Can you tell me about the opportunities for graduate planners like me in the council?
Yeah, well, it's funny enough, actually. So in my team, we've literally just taken on, one of my teams, we've taken on a graduate.
Okay.
And so we have London Borough of Sutton has a graduate apprentice system.
Okay.
And we've got a cohort that's come in this year of strong graduates. And it's great because we expose them to the reality of what we do. And they're actually positively contributing. You know, our graduate joins us very soon, but we've already planned out and mapped out their journey, and they've been introduced part of the team. They even know about the chocolate cupboard, which was an important factor.
What does the career progression for a planning graduate look like?
I do know that one of the things that's really important is to grow staff from within. So once somebody is aware of the way that an organisation works and, you know, is comfortable with the culture of that organisation, and London Borough of Sutton has a, you know, a brilliant culture, then, you know, there is always opportunity to grow. You know, in my team, not a graduate, but I've seen people promoted twice already within the space of the last 4 years, because we want to recognise what people do when they deliver stuff. So we're focused on outputs. We're not focused on, you know, you're spending X amount of time at the desk. What do you deliver? And we're highly focused on that as a borough. And so, yeah, there's opportunity.
Okay, thank you very much for talking to me. I will apply to Sutton Council.
Great, thank you. It's great to talk to you, and I really love your energy to get stuck into the housing.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Thank you.
And that's the end of another episode of 1.5 Million New Homes, the local government challenge, sponsored by Redloft and Lovell. But not just another episode, that was a really special one. Thank you very much, Shivam and Adam. So we're going to be back in a couple of days with more from the London Borough of Sutton. Until then, if you like what you've seen, please click like and subscribe. It really helps us if you do that. And we'll look forward to seeing you next time.